Ranchers are getting ready to show their animals at next month's North Dakota State Fair. This year, there's one more thing that they'll have to prepare for before heading to the Magic City. Kiona Rivera spoke with state health officials to learn more.
In about a month, as many as 300,000 people will be taking over these fairgrounds. This year, state vets are requiring those who want to showcase certain animals to get them tested for avian influenza. This test requirement is only for those who own lactating dairy cattle. State health officials say the animals must be tested within 10 days prior to the fair. State veterinarian Dr. Ethan Andrews says with any disease, there are varying degrees of sickness if an animal is infected. And aside from low milk production, the signs may not be obvious.
It is possible that an animal could be infected and not know it's infected. And just like influenza in people, it spreads really easily.
Andrews says that to date, North Dakota has no reported cases of the virus. Anyone with questions can contact the State Ag Department. We'll have the information on our website. At the North Dakota State Fair, I'm Kiona Rivera reporting for your news leader.